Today, we are exploring an influential self-help book titled Why Has Nobody Told Me This Before? By Dr. Julie Smith. This book helps us understand our emotions, build mental resilience, and learn simple tools to handle life's challenges more effectively. So, let's get started. The key lessons and messages in this book include: 1. Mental health skills are life skills. A central message of the book is that mental health is not just about treating illness. It is about learning everyday skills to handle emotions, thoughts, and challenges. Just as people are taught physical hygiene, they should also be taught emotional hygiene, how to respond to stress, sadness, anxiety, anger, and self-doubt. Dr. Julie Smith emphasizes that struggling mentally does not mean something is wrong with you. It often means you were never taught the tools to manage difficult experiences. Mental resilience is learnable, not innate. 2. You are not broken, you are human. One of the strongest messages of the book is the rejection of the idea that people are damaged because they struggle. Painful emotions are not signs of weakness, they are normal responses to life events. The book repeatedly reinforces that. Anxiety is a survival response, not a flaw. Sadness is a signal, not a failure. Low motivation is not laziness, but often exhaustion or emotional overload. When people stop labeling themselves as weak or incapable, healing becomes possible. 3. Thoughts are not facts. A crucial psychological lesson in the book is learning to separate thoughts from reality. The mind constantly generates thoughts, but not all of them are true, helpful, or accurate. Dr. Smith explains that when people are anxious or depressed, their thoughts often become catastrophic, this will ruin everything. Absolute, I always fail. Mind reading, everyone thinks I'm stupid. The key lesson is not to fight thoughts, but to observe them with distance. You can acknowledge a thought without obeying it. This shift alone can significantly reduce emotional suffering. 4. Feelings are messages, not orders. The book teaches that emotions are information, not instructions. Feeling afraid does not mean you must escape. Feeling unmotivated does not mean you must stop. Feeling sad does not mean life is hopeless. Dr. Smith encourages people to ask, what is this feeling trying to tell me? What do I need right now? When emotions are treated as signals rather than threats, people regain control over their actions instead of being controlled by their moods. 5. Anxiety thrives on avoidance. A major insight in the book is that avoidance strengthens anxiety. When people repeatedly avoid situations that make them anxious, their brain learns that those situations are dangerous, even when they are not. The message is clear. Short-term avoidance brings relief. Long-term avoidance increases fear. The book promotes gentle exposure, facing fears gradually, safely, and repeatedly, to retrain the brain and reduce anxiety over time. 6. Motivation comes after action, not before. Many people wait to feel motivated before starting something. Dr. Smith challenges this belief directly. The book explains that motivation is often the result of action, not the cause. Key message: you don't need to feel ready to begin. Small actions create momentum. Progress comes from consistency, not intensity. This lesson is especially important for people dealing with depression or burnout, who often blame themselves for lack of drive. 7. Self-compassion is not self-pity. The book strongly advocates for self-compassion, clarifying that it is not indulgence or weakness. Being harsh and critical toward oneself does not improve performance or resilience, it increases stress and emotional pain. Dr. Smith encourages treating oneself the way one would treat a struggling friend. With understanding. With patience. Without humiliation. Self-compassion creates safety, and safety allows growth. 8. You cannot think your way out of every feeling. Another important message is that not all emotions can be solved by logic. Some feelings need to be experienced, processed, and allowed to pass. The book highlights the danger of overthinking, trying to analyze emotions endlessly instead of letting them move through the body. Sometimes the healthiest response is to Pause. Breathe. Ground yourself in the present moment. Emotional regulation often begins in the body, not the mind. 9. Boundaries protect mental health. Dr. Smith emphasizes that mental health improves when people learn to set boundaries. Saying yes to everything, pleasing everyone, or tolerating disrespect leads to emotional exhaustion. Key messages include: boundaries are not selfish. You are allowed to disappoint others. Protecting your energy is necessary. Healthy boundaries reduce resentment, burnout, and emotional overload. 10. Rest is not a reward, it is a requirement. The book challenges the belief that rest must be earned. Chronic exhaustion is often normalized, but it damages mental health. Dr. Smith highlights that rest improves clarity and emotional regulation. Productivity without rest leads to burnout. Slowing down is sometimes the most productive choice. Ignoring rest is not discipline, it is neglect. 11. You are responsible for your healing, not to blame. A powerful and balanced message in the book is the difference between responsibility and blame. People are not at fault for their struggles, but they are responsible for taking steps toward healing. This perspective empowers rather than shames. You didn't choose your pain. But you can choose your response. Small changes still matter. Healing is not instant, it is a gradual process. 12. Mental health is built in small moments. The book repeatedly emphasizes that mental well-being is not created through dramatic transformations but through small, daily choices. How you talk to yourself. How you respond to stress. How you care for your body. How you allow yourself to feel. Consistency matters more than perfection. Core message of the book. The core message of Why Has Nobody Told Me This Before? Is that mental strength is not about avoiding pain, but about knowing how to respond to it. Most people were never taught these skills, and learning them can change how they experience life. The book empowers readers with a simple but profound truth: you are not weak for struggling. You were just never taught the tools, and now you can learn them. Thanks for listening. If this summary inspired you, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to Audiobook Odyssey for more life-changing book insights.